Imagine waking up and being attacked by someone with a large piece of wood. I mean, you didn't know what was happening. The power was out, the noise was incredible, you could not stand, you could not find anything, you had no sense of bearings, the room was strewn with books and things that had fallen over, and this was happening for maybe 500,000 people.
In 2011, Christchurch, New Zealand underwent a devastating earthquake. The inner city suffered the worst damage, and most casualties there happened in high-rise buildings.
Yes, the immediate response, after the earthquake is build it back as it was before. Just make it the same, just rebuild it. And again, there's a lot of research about cities after disasters, and what happens after a disaster is your quality of life is destroyed. I mean, it's much less than it was before the quake. And you kind of have a choice, really, that you can try and just get back up to where you are. But the international evidence suggests that what you want to do is try and improve the quality of life beyond where you were before, to try and make up some of that lost kind of ground. We've got 5 years of kind of hardship but if we can make Christchurch a better place, maybe that'll help us kind of regain some of that, some of the lost quality of life, the lost the damage to our physical environment.
The center of Christchurch is named the Red Zone, and the public is not allowed to access the area. The structural damage to the buildings still standing is so great that the entire city has to be demolished. It is estimated that up to 1,500 buildings will be torn down before rebuilding begins.
I remember the first time I came to Christchurch, the city was in shock, and I guess they needed a kind of therapy to talk about everything they'd been through. But how do you start? How do you start rebuilding a city from scratch, almost, or a central city? And I guess the big thing was you had to be inclusive. It had to be everybody's project.
First of all, let's get this presentation. Please welcome back to Christchurch, David Sim.
I've heard a lot of remarks this morning about these foreign experts that are coming and telling you what to do. I can promise you I'm not going to tell you anything that you have to do. My job, I'm here to listen. I want to find out what you want to do, and I want to try everything I can do with my team to help you do that. So what kind of city do you want? And everybody has something to share.
And so the idea of a program that would reach out to everybody in the city, in which we could get their ideas together and help us understand what it was that our people wanted going forward. Because the adversity of the destruction was the opportunity of rebuilding a new future. We called it Share an Idea.
Obviously we need new buildings, but it's about the spaces between the buildings. So I think we've got a huge opportunity to get the spaces between the buildings different and better than what we did before. So I think it's really...
We thought of it like a movement, if you like, where we invited people to share an idea about how they thought Christchurch should be. And we ended up with 106,000 ideas, about what Christchurch should be like.
We employed maybe 100 people to sit down and type in all of this information. It came in online, it came in on bits of paper or Post-its, and out popped all of the key words that people were focusing on. They wanted a low-rise city, much like many of the older European cities. They wanted spaces that they could relate to. They wanted cycleways. They wanted more gardens. They wanted a smaller retail area, not one that was spread out. They wanted effectively a city for people.